I've been streaming for a minute.
We refresh.
There's Joe. Joe, am I streaming?
Okay,
Can,
now I have to.
can you
That's crazy.
can you hear me?
Yeah, gotcha.
Love when we have technical difficulties. That just makes the morning so much more fun. Where were we? What was I saying? Oh yeah. I was going to tell you, and he hears me because he says he sees me. I was going to tell you that on Thursday mornings is when I like to do a little thing where I pull a random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier, and we draw it, and we talk about it. And today's random object from the Random Object Randomogrifier is an Acrocanthosaurus. Acrocanthosaurus was actually discovered in Oklahoma in the 1940s. And when it was discovered, it was promptly forgotten. Two guys traipsing along in the Cantos area of Oklahoma County. They're traipsing along out there, and no, it's not Cantos County. Man, I should have written down what county it was. Maybe you could look up what county it is. But they were out in the backwoods of Oklahoma, and they stumbled across this skeleton, and they reported it, and they marked it down, but nobody did anything with it. That is way too big. There's no room for the tail. Nobody did anything with it for 10 more years. And then 10 years later, somebody said, hey, this is a pretty important find. Let's go look at this thing. And then Antlers, Oklahoma. Yeah, what county is that? It's important because it's in the scientific name. Is the only reason it's important because it's an Acrocanthosaurus. Something. Something's not making sense to me. Anyway, lots of things don't make sense to me. Anyway, so they found it, and then it was 10 years before anybody did anything with it. It was promptly forgotten because they found it in 1940, and there's World War II going on, so I'm sure museum funds were a little tight at the time. I'm sure there were men coming home from war and not a lot of concern for dinosaurs at the time. But these two guys found it. Willis Stovall and Wan Langston found it in 1940, documented it, and then everybody promptly forgot it for 10 years. The name Acrocanthosaurus means high spine. Acro means high. Cantho is in reference to the spine, and this is not a good model for that. This is a safari model, and I'm sad to say that this is not a very accurate model. This model looks like an Allosaurus model that was been mislabeled. It's got 3 fingers on each hand. Does not have the high spine. Does not have the high spine that the real specimen would have.
Joe said there's lots of dinosaur bones and coins around antlers.
Yes, there are. It makes you think there was a good water source at the time. But I'll probably dispose of this model after this. I'll probably give this model to the kids to play with, my grandkids. I'm going to see my grandkids today, so I'll probably give this to the young ones to chew on. My little grandson Fred. chew up just about anything, just like his dad did, just like his dad used to. A lot of stray pencil marks on there. So, Acrocanthosaurus. There's only 4 complete skeletons ever found, but there's lots of other pieces of skeleton found that they believe are part of the dinosaur. Not a lot of specimens, but they're widespread. The specimens they do have are. You know what? I gotta fix this. This is irritating me. We're gonna try that one more time. Whatever we get this time, we're gonna live with. There was a stray pencil mark there that just messed me up. But whatever we get this time, we're just gonna live with. We can't just. It's a 30-minute program. We can't just keep redrawing it over and over. We have to pick a design and stick with it. We have to pick a composition and stick with it. So I think the important thing here is to get the composition right, because once we get the composition right, everything else falls into place. There we go. I think that's much better. Yeah, I think that's going to be much better. Anyway, what's up?
Joe wanted verification what day you're not streaming.
We're not doing tonight. We're going to stream every morning. We're just not streaming tonight. Tonight is the we would normally do the Artistic Biker live, and Dad and I will likely still be traveling when we would be checking in, when we would be streaming, and so rather than try to hurry that up or do the show exhausted from the drive, I'm just not going to do the show tonight. But we're still going to stream every morning. This model looks like Grumpy from Land of the Lost. So there's only 4 complete skeletons, but they were found, but other remains have been found throughout Texas, Wyoming, Oklahoma, Utah, Arizona, and Maryland. That is a widespread. That is a huge territory from about 110 million years ago. 113 to 110 million years ago is when these things are thought to have lived, which puts them about 45 million years older than T-Rex. As a theropod, it was originally classified as an Allosaurus. I alluded to this in the entry, and I laughed about it because I can imagine the scientists banging on the tables arguing about whether or not it's an Allosaurus or a Sarcodontosaurus. But it turns out it's got the serrated teeth and neck musculature of a Sarcodonta. Sarcodonta are the shark teeth. They have the serrated teeth like sharks do, which I don't understand why, if T-Rex has serrated teeth, why T-Rex is not in Sarcodontia. But it is not. Or it wasn't the last time I checked. Very well could be now. Very well could be now. Yeah, gonna kick my feet up and relax tonight.
Not you.
Who? You? You?
Me.
Oh,
I didn't, because I get a night.
oh. I get a night off. Dad and I are gonna go to the hot tub.
Yes. Just said I was going to get you to kick your feet up and relax tonight.
I don't. I doubt Dad and I get to go to the hot tub. Last time Dad and I went to the hot tub, we got kicked out because they don't. They want us to wear clothes. And that poses a problem. But I am excited about going to see the grandkids. You know, and their parents. I do kind of like their parents. Excuse me. No signs say clothes required. Exactly. It didn't say no shirt, no shoes, no service. It didn't say anything like that. I don't see where they get off. I don't see how this is my fault. And I want to ink this and come back with some watercolor. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes graphite makes me tired.
You had a lot of problems today.
You know, and it's my fault. I'm the one that said, "Hey, let's spend a month or two back on the basics, back on pencil." And I need it. I know I need it. The fact that I had to redraw the composition 3 times tells me I need it.
Maybe those are things that are on your mind today.
Well, there's that too. We have a long drive ahead of us. We still have to go get the rental car. We still have to go get. My mom and I are going to go look at a rental storage space that we can office out of. I need to get my day car into the shop. After replacing the engine last month, I don't think they looked into the source of the problem. I think they just threw a part at it. Because not only is it running warm, but I can smell coolant every time I stop the car. And I open the hood. My wife pointed it out to me long before I did. And I open the hood, and sure enough, there's coolant dripping. And so I get to take it back to him and say, "Hey, what is this noise?" One of the most complete specimens found is being destroyed because it was found. It's iron pyrite. Instead of being one of the minerals, the rock minerals that are usually associated with fossils, this fossil was actually made up of iron pyrite, and it is rusting. The minute they dug it up out of the ground, it started interacting with oxygen and becoming brittle and falling apart. And so they've spent a lot of effort. Preserving it before they sold it to. They sold it to Wyoming. Seems like they sold it to Wyoming. but they spent a lot of time trying to preserve it before they sold it to Wyoming. But they had to do something because it's not going to be around forever if they don't. I mean, like I said, most of the time they pull them up out of the ground and they're solid stone, not something that can rust and decay. These little ridges on the back of this thing are the only indication of the high spine of the Acrocanthosaurus. On this model. All right, let's work on some of that coloration. I do like how they gave it color, even though there's no melanocytes to give them any indication whatsoever. They just said, well, most animals are darker on top, so let's make him blue. And I think making him blue is actually kind of awesome, because normally they just try to make them green. I'm not scribbling. I'm picking the pencil up in a circle, making sure that all of the marks go in the same direction. I'm also trying not to hit the paper with the pencil, because that makes little dark spots. Like that right there. Sometimes when you make mistakes like that, I get a little angry with myself, and then I remember, perfect people get nailed to trees. I'm not perfect. All the perfect people that ever existed got nailed to a tree.
Joe says getting closer and closer to drawing a dino chicken.
It takes a while to build up, doesn't it? It takes a while to build it up, that's for sure. All right, now we have some shading on this side of the bird. But this blue should be darker than that. But nowhere is this thing white. So we want to make sure that the whole thing is grayed out. You can change direction, and that'll give the indication of different colors and textures. When you change direction with your pencil strokes, it gives an indication of different color and textures. Can't talk, arting. So yeah, they discovered, I'm going to go ahead and talk then. They discovered that it is not It is not an allosaur. It is a sarcodon because it has the serrated teeth. There are footprints of this thing in Glen Rose, Texas. My kids have been there many times. They love that place. It's one of their favorite places in the whole wide world to go camping. Dinosaur Valley. But there are footprints, and it's not just footprints of the Acrocanthosaurus. There are lots of dinosaur footprints there. But of note, the Acrocanthosaurus footprints appear to be actively pursuing a sauropod. I did not see what kind of sauropod. It mentioned it. You know what? It did mention it, but I didn't write that down. But it appeared to be actively pursuing a sauropod. Now, was it chasing? Was it following? Was it just going down the same muddy path? Were they minutes apart? Were they hours apart? Was it a hot pursuit? I do not know. These are the things that are hotly contested amongst the paleontologists. And again, they will pound the table arguing over what the footprints mean. And if the footprint indentation gets harder, especially in turns, then that suggests inertia when the thing is running. And so there seems to be some indication of that. So that is what drives that philosophy that it might have been actively chasing. That it might have been actively chasing the sauropod. Let's give it a drop shadow. In 2022, they discovered a new set of footprints of this dinosaur. And everybody was excited because they were obviously previously undiscovered. And that is a rare occasion. What happened was there's a drought in 2022. And it caused the riverbed to sort of dry up a little. And because of that, it exposed more riverbed where they could see the footprints. And the problem is that once the footprints are exposed, they begin to erode. So they'll sandbag off an area to look at the footprints, and then they'll flood the area to preserve the footprints from erosion. But my kids love that place. They love to walk. They love to walk and try to jump from dinosaur footprint to dinosaur footprint. They've been doing it, 7 years now?
Yep.
We're not going to be able to get that whole shadow on there. I made it too big. Worse than that, I only made it about I only made it about life size. This is actually about the size of the model. And I still didn't leave room for the shadow. Bad composition. Spank me. The other interesting thing about every one of these specimens is that they were all discovered by amateurs. Every single one of them. Every single one of these specimens was discovered by amateurs. Not a group of scientists out on a dig, but high school or college kids out traipsing in the woods who just happen to be looking, noticing a skeleton sticking out here or there. It gives me hope that one day I'll find a dinosaur. And then you just watch out for Georgosaurus. Of course, there's lots of dinosaurs to be found. I could go outside and find a dinosaur right now, living. Just pick one and name it George. And love him and squeeze him. How are we doing on time? Oh, it's right at 6 o'clock. I don't have to go to work today. At 7:30, my mom and I have to go pick up a rental car.
Whoa, am I taking you to get the car?
How else are we going to get there?
Maybe girl too.
You think she's? I can go wake her up. I can go wake her up. You don't have to do anything. I'll do that.
It doesn't matter. I just need a little notice here.
Well, I thought that's why I texted you yesterday and said we can get the car at 7:30 in the morning.
Okay then. I'll be there to get you.
Okay. All right. I'm going to call it. Raccoons are clever and get into just about anything. Yeah? Are we talking about raccoons? I love raccoons.
Oh, Joe had to go outside.
Yep.
His alarm was going off by his shed.
Trash pandas.
And it turned out that his wife's backyard son Peppy was fighting him.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So let's dry this real quick for Ivy and dance for Claudia. Let's add a hint of vermilion for Pamela. Y'all keep thinking about Rick. Keep sending positive thoughts their way. What is today? The 27th of August. And if you're in the mindset to do that, give a little thought to my dad too. And then let's hit this with some fixative, workable fixative from Krylon. Everybody wear a mask. But I'm calling it done. So there it is compared to the photograph. Let's see what it looks like from my perspective. It fell over. He's a little chunkier than real life, but he should be. If I wear a mask, I don't see colors. Oh, okay. There it is there it is from my perspective. So that's what I did today. Tomorrow, we'll be broadcasting from a hotel room tomorrow. What do we have to... Oh, I think I know what this is already. This is going to be a fun one. This is... Oh, the suspense. The suspense. Sure enough. I may have to take a magnifying glass. It's a seahorse. I don't even know how to make that focus. It's a seahorse. It's a tiny, 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 tiny little seahorse. So we're going to have some fun with it. I may have to take a magnifying lens to draw that one tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how I do with that one. That's what we're doing tomorrow. So you're going to want to tune in for that one. We can talk about how the dads carry the pregnancy. We can talk about how they just kind of hang on in the weeds and nobody actually rides them like a rhinestone cowboy. But we'll talk about more about that tomorrow morning at 5:30 a.m. Texas time. So you're going to want to set your notification bell so you don't miss any of that. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Joe, Mom, Dad, thank you so much for your help this morning. Be sure and click the clicky thing so you can watch another fantastic video just like this one. And tune in tomorrow, same Artistic Biker time, same Artistic Biker channel. And then we dance. We dance until somebody says they see me dancing. Because when they see me dancing, I will know that the lag has caught up to the stream and that I don't get cut off mid-sentence because nobody likes that. That's rude. Everybody gets a chance to say hello and goodbye to each other and ask any questions that they may have. Joe is offering up facts about seahorses having no stomach and no teeth. All cool stuff we're going to talk about tomorrow. And but the most important thing is I don't get cut off mid-sentence.